tap that. Guys, as far as everything goes here, just to give you a quick overview, we're going to cover recruiting time for the fall, or, we're upcoming here in the month of December, early winter. We'll go over some aspects of the video, researching specific schools, communicating with coaches, at some point setting up visits to particular schools, going over the offer process as well as the application process, and looking at things from a coach's perspective as well. And then towards the end there, we'll discuss setting up some specific dates or some specific goals as far as what we're looking to accomplish here early on, okay? Anything that comes up, you guys, like I mentioned earlier, any questions, you guys just type them in there and we'll get them addressed, okay? The first thing we're going to discuss here, you guys, is that there's a timeline for all different levels, okay? At Division I level in particular, you're going to see, or you may have heard, most offers are going to come out after before that senior year, typically around the July live period. Also, kind of in the beginning of September, a lot of those Division I offers will occur. At that point, you want to maybe start working on official visits, setting things up here at some point with the particular coach that has or that you've been communicating with at that level. And the same goes for Division II. It's very similar. A lot of offers are made after that July live period as well as into September. And then again, setting up the official visits there early in the fall is something that you want to really be working on at that point. From a D3 or NAIA perspective, or even the junior college ranks, at this point you want to really be building communication, setting things up, sending out your high school schedule, giving those coaches the opportunity to come watch you play. That's something that really helps you gauge interest and really helps you start setting up to plan those visits, okay? Just kind of a bit of some insight there as far as what you're going to see at various levels. Obviously, D1 and D2 will do a lot of their recruiting ahead of time. That's not to say they don't do any recruiting after that. I mean, that's just kind of what you'll typically see, okay? But as far as the rest of it goes, at all levels, they will be recruiting throughout your senior year in some way, shape, or form, okay? The next component there is the video, and this is obviously the most important part of your profile. And at that point in the fall, we want to make sure you get updated or get some updated footage from the summer. Really, what you're looking at is maybe a 3 to 5 minute highlight video to showcase some of those skills. I always like to post like a full game like that you played in AAU if that's possible. That's hard to come by sometimes, but again, that's something that I like to keep in mind there as far as posting goes. And then like if you have things on YouTube, that makes it very easy to post. YouTube, Huddle accounts, crossover. There are obviously numerous ways to get film on the profile, and your head recruiting coach or somebody in the office, if you call them 877-845-6272, I'll be needing that number here at the end of the call too. You call in and they can help you kind of make sure you cover the process in getting that footage up, okay? Now in regards to the timeline, you guys, and also discussing video specifics, did either one of you guys have any specific questions about that? All right, we'll move on into the researching schools aspect of things, okay? One I need to become familiar with is the Find Colleges tab. As far as that Find Colleges tab goes, it's a great tool. Basically, you can click on any state in the United States and basically find any program that's D1, D2, D3. You can filter it through division level, educational preference, that type of thing. Do some specific research on some schools that especially like, for example, if you have a specific interest in a major, like say if you want to be an engineering major, engineering is very specific. Not every school offers engineering. So, search schools that have engineering, search schools that are maybe around you in surrounding states, and find those interests that way and work on building some rapport, work on building some communication with coaches at those particular schools, because that's going to be a situation that, that's going to be a situation in which matches up with you not only athletically but academically as well, okay? Start with those high matches and start gaining some interest, and then really set up some schools like what we refer to as reach schools as well. Set up some schools that maybe, you may be evaluated a little bit outside of, but, it's good to kind of set goals like that. And in the meantime, if you're able to establish a relationship or establish some sort of form of communication with the school at a higher level, that's something that can help you build some momentum with them too, okay? the communication aspect of it in regards to what you want to see right now. A lot of our stuff is going to be sending out emails initially, okay? We work from sending out the email, getting a coach's number, getting a phone call set up, that type of thing. So in the first thing or first part of your email, you want to make sure you just put in a very descriptive subject line, okay? Just include your name, graduation year, maybe toss in a couple stats there, the high school that you play at. Make sure you emphasize some quick facts there, okay? And send it to the entire coaching staff. Just send it to the head coach. A lot of coaches do the recruiting anyway, especially throughout the senior year or throughout that particular year. So that's something that can help you build some momentum there as well. A quick introductory, state a couple facts, maybe some accolades from your junior year or your previous year, and then really just maybe tell them why you're interested in their school. Like maybe it's their winning tradition, maybe it's their fan support, maybe it's their education or like a specific education department. And always end with a question. Say, Coach, are you looking at bringing in a guard in 2018? Or are you familiar with our high school program? My high school coach would love to speak with you. Would that be possible? And then again, make sure you provide your name as well as your number. I always like to provide like high school coach's number as well as like your AAU coach's number if that's applicable. Okay. But again, those are just a few points in regards to some coach communication as well. And then after you send that initial information out, you want to follow up. I always say follow up in a week or two. Sometimes you may not hear back initially, but I don't want you to be discouraged in that particular situation. It's always good to follow up with a coach in that particular time. Things out. Coaches get busy, especially at this time of year. And then, as I mentioned earlier, you want to work from those emails, get the opportunity to make those phone calls, getting texts back and forth. Ask about setting up a visit. The best thing you can do is say, hey, Coach, I would love to come to campus at some point. I'm free this upcoming weekend or this particular weekend in the month. I know you guys may have a game that weekend. I'd love to come watch. That type of thing really shows that direct interest as well as your willingness to come to campus and on top of that, willingness to come play at that particular school. Okay. And like I said, ask those direct questions. Would you be willing to set up an unofficial visit? Are you recruiting that 2018 class still? Those type of things are things that can really help gauge and really help kind of get some facts out in front of you that way. Okay. Early application deadline is going to be based there early, kind of getting things submitted, and then you'll have the later application deadline as well. That's something, if you have a school that you're interested in, first thing I encourage you to do is to apply to that school, especially if it's a school that you could see yourself going to academically. Go ahead and start the application process. You can fill out the FAFSA as I have mentioned. It can be filed October 1st, 2017 from the 2016 tax year. But go ahead and get those applications, get that FAFSA information submitted, and you'll see what you can qualify for from a scholarship perspective. And that's something it's a very good talking point that can help you build some momentum in regards to really just displaying your interest in the school to a particular coach. Okay. The next component, as I mentioned earlier, was setting up visits. Okay, this is obviously your visits are going to be set up through your coaching staff. There's two different types of visits, as you may know, official and unofficial. Official, a good way to look at it is the coach is paying for everything, or the school's paying for everything. They're going to put you up in your hotel, they're going to pay for your meals, they'll compensate for gas. The unofficial is going to be where you probably drive in yourself. May just be a day visit, in which you hang out for the day. Introduce with some of the guys on the team, you'll get introduced with the facilities, that type of thing. Okay. And one thing that coaches will also do will be on those particular visits are registering for the NCAA eligibility center. That's something you can also do on your profile that's under the academics tab. That's something that I'm sure your head recruiting coach or one of our recruiting coaches will be able to walk you through. And when you're taking those visits, you guys, it's not really a formal situation. But you don't want to show up in a pair of gym shorts and a cutoff T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like that's something. Make yourself presentable. Maybe business casual, pair of jeans, a collared shirt if possible. But again, just make yourself look presentable. That's something that kind of sets a good tone as far as what that coach is to expect out of you. Okay. Ask questions. Ask coach. Hey coach, what are you guys expecting to finish in conference this year? Do your research on the conference. Do your research on the program and their success in the past. Coach, I see you guys are graduating a couple seniors this year in the backcourt. you guys expect to really reload as far as that particular position, or are you guys going to be emphasizing other positions? Like, those are the type of detailed questions that coaches, more or less, just really get a coach's attention. You know what I mean? Like, that's something that really helps build a good, really just helps you build good momentum with those particular schools. Okay. And while you're on those visits, talk to the players, connect with them, pick their brain on how they feel about the school and how they feel about that coach. Okay, that's something for you to establish a good relationship like that with a particular player or a group of players. That's something that can resonate with a coach as well. And then once you conclude the visit, I always let them know. Follow up with a thank you note, text, send an email, let the coach know you appreciate the time this weekend. Okay. Now, we kind of talked about the college coach, just communication as well as setting up the visits. Did either one of you have any particular questions about what we covered there? All right, we got you. Jordan, if anything comes up there, man, you just shoot me a message there, okay? About the offers and applications process as well. I always encourage you to apply before your high school season starts. If not, it's no big deal, but it's just something that you knock out and just a good talking point, like I mentioned earlier, with a particular coach. Admissions timelines will obviously be displayed for you once you talk to admissions about applying to that particular school. Because the first scholarship information or the first scholarship money that you're going to get is for academics by filling out your FAFSA and applying to the school. They will tell you what you qualify for there, and that's something that kind of gives you an idea as far as what you can expect on the side as far as academic money goes. Okay, and as I had mentioned earlier, that can be filled out on October 1st. There will be additional money available, and that's something that really kind of helps you get an idea as far as what you're going to be able to handle from a financial standpoint. And that's those financial aid questions as far as, with the admissions counselors, with the head coaches, ask them about different opportunities that you can qualify for outside of what you're supplying with the FAFSA, okay? Like, that's something as well from an academic or financial aid standpoint. That's something that really helps, okay? And then college coaches' perspective, you guys, what they're looking at in that 2018 recruit class or that fall period, for example, they're really just organizing things as far as that list goes, specifically in August. There's two different types of kids. There's kids that they saw that fit what they're looking for, and there are kids that contacting them that fit what they need. Calling, whenever you're on the phone or getting a coach to call you or text you, that's something that really, really resonates with them as far as building a relationship. Okay. One thing you can do is push for visits before the season starts. It really emphasizes the coach that you want to come, get on campus, that type of thing. They like to do that too. Coaches really emphasize getting you on campus before the season because that way they can kind of get you dialed in. They can kind of get you an idea or give you an idea as far as what campus is like from a day-to-day perspective. Okay. We cover those. They like to look at those offer and application deadlines for kids that have already been accepted. That's something that they like just because it's a chip that's off the board. It's something they don't really have to worry about. The recruiting period for them, for coaches, it really starts after that Labor Day. After that early in September they're able to go to open gyms, come to workouts, come to the school to visits, home visits. Those type of things are things that they really like to do to express that real interest in that particular player, especially at a higher level. Okay. But again, that's just a little bit of insight on what college coaches look at there. Now, Gary mentioned earlier about setting goals for yourself. Now, these are some pretty lofty goals that I have listed here. Now, the reason why I post or put some things like this out there is because it gives us something to shoot for. Even if you don't reach this, it doesn't mean it's a failure. But you just get a couple things set up along the lines of this. It's something that will really help you build momentum into your senior season. Okay. Like 5 to 10 schools calling. If you can get 5 to 10 schools calling, that is amazing. But really just getting a few calling you or getting a few of those schools on the phone is something that's an accomplishment in itself. Okay. Maybe work on taking a few visits by the start of your high school season. Get on campus. Show those coaches that you have a real interest in attending the school and getting introduced with this program, that type of thing. And by Thanksgiving, they're later in November. Start applying to maybe your top 3 schools. Start the application process, 3 to 5 schools that you want to maybe set for yourself. Say, all right, I want to make sure I get this taken care of. I want to make sure I get accepted. I can let coach know, and then that's something that'll kind of help me build some positive momentum with them. Okay, and if you can, talk to a coach about when your practices will be, when you'll be playing. Get a coach to come watch you play. Obviously, most of the time, Open Gym's going to be out at this point. A coach to come watch you play at some point in the season. Send him your high school schedule. But hey, coach, we play a lot during the month. Early in the month of December, let me know what your schedule looks like. Here's a copy of mine. Would love to have you. Okay, that's something that really shows a coach's interest at that point as well. Okay. I know we covered quite a bit of information there in a short amount of time, but was there anything along the way here, any particular questions that came up? Excellent. Well, Jordan, Caleb, as I had mentioned earlier, I'll be sending you guys a recording of this in an email, okay? Just if any questions do arise, my name is Coach Chase, and you can contact us directly at 877-845-6272, or you can email us at recruitinghelp@ncsasports.org, okay? You're going to receive a survey after this as well as that recording, and that's something, we would just appreciate your guys' feedback on, okay? Anything comes up, you guys don't hesitate to reach back out, and we'll definitely be talking to you guys again here soon. I appreciate you guys joining me this evening, all right? You guys have a good rest of the evening.